Hello, welcome to a Sunday chat with Nick. And we are off about 3 hours behind schedule. I had a lunch get together today with some friends, some neighbors. We had some newer neighbors that moved in to the neighborhood a few months ago, and they had two young sons. And we invite them over for lunch. So I was roasting a piece of pork for 5 hours from 7 to 12 and make some delicious Vietnamese bánh mì sandwich. For those that know Vietnamese sandwich, bánh mì, uh, everyone love it. Made, except I love when I love cooking for people. I love entertaining people, and when you have a 6 years old that had never eat that sandwich before and he loved it, it's very gratifying to see a young child have his eyes open by eating something new. He was a very picky eater. His parent was like, oh, he's not gonna like it. He's typical 6 years old that like cheeseburger and french fries and pizza, but no, he ate my sandwich and he wanted a second sandwich. So awesome. Hello, Odin. So that was my day. Huey, hello, welcome. I expect a different participant today because normally on Sunday I have my chat between 11 and 12, but today because of the lunch party I was busy entertaining guests and cooking for friends that we just finished. We finished about 15 minutes ago, so at least I can wind down and enjoy the rest of the afternoon and have a chat. So hello to those that are participating. This past Thursday, yesterday, and Saturday was a big heritage auction. Now, I have shown the catalog a few times in the past few live chats, and I have not bid. Doing anything fun for Thanksgiving? Odin asked. We are entertaining friends, Odin. We have a friend, him and his wife, and their three children are joining us for Thanksgiving. We will do some cooking. They will bring some food, but it will be a little get together here at my house, which I like to do. We alternate. Every other year I go to somebody else's house, but this year we are having my good friend over with his family. This good friend is the one that had the food truck business, Korean food truck. So he's coming over Thursday, so we can give him and his wife a little. Yeah, thank you, Dave Enrique Chang. He has a food truck, so we want to give him a little break from their food truck business, and so we're doing that because Saturday after Thanksgiving they're having a big food truck rally. We will go to support them, buy some food, trying to promote him to our friends, and I might do a little video to show his food truck, just to show people what he's doing. And he's the one that want me to partner up with him down the road to do our food truck together. He and I has been talking about food truck for 3+ years, and he finally took the leap in doing that, and he's doing great. They are busy, they're working hard, but they are living the American dream, owning their own business and making it. That's important. It's not easy. Food business is not easy. Hard work. Monks Den, hello. Back to heritage auction. I have not bid on a heritage auction in over a year, more like maybe a year and a half. It's been a long time, but there was just so many good things this auction that I took a stab. I bid on 6 different things. 3 of the things I bid on, I was an underbidder. Okay, I was the underbidder. It does not mean that if I bid one notch high, I will win. Who knows if the person I'm sparring with is gonna give up. Okay, whenever I hear people say about I'm the underbidder of something, I don't take that as they could have won if they make the next bid. Okay, some people have this notion that if they are the underbidder, they are one step away from winning. Not necessarily. Just because you stop bidding and the other guy won, who to say if you bid again that he's not going to try to top you, right? So yeah, I was the underbidder on 3 of the 6 items. One of them I was way off. One of them I put in my max bid a few days ago, and I think the ending price was something like 6 times. It's nothing like thinking that you can get something for 2,000 or bid maximum 2,000 and see the ending price like over $10,000. You're like, yeah, not even close, not even in the ballpark. But on the last thing I bid, I won. Haha. It's gonna be a doozy. There's gonna be an unboxing. It's gonna be like a late birthday gift, early Christmas gift. It's gonna be something that fall right into, hopefully I will receive it. Well, I will try to pay for it next week or this week, and then depending on how busy Heritage is, sometimes it take a couple of weeks for them to ship it out. But hopefully I will have it in my hand in 2 or 3 weeks. So there will be an unboxing of a very special item. Very special. It is awesome. I can't wait to have it in my hand. Is it the thing I wanted the most in the auction? No. Like I said, I bid on 6 different things, and there was a few other pieces that I would wish to have, but I think this might have been the cheapest thing out of the 6. Okay, so I didn't have to break the bank. It was not cheap, but I didn't have to break the bank. I will keep the winning. Hello, Ben. I will keep the winning item a little surprise. I'm not gonna hint or tease what it is, or the artist, or whether it's a comic book or an original art. I'm not going to say nothing. I will wait until it gets here, and I think once people see the package, they probably get an idea of what it can be or what it can't be. Okay, so it will be a surprise. I will keep that a surprise. Let's see what else is new. Other than that, did I buy anything? No, I did not buy anything this week. Winning the auction was enough. I figured I was gonna bid on half a dozen items. I figured I might win at least 1 item from this auction. So I was a good boy in not buying other things that I don't need. So now I can pay for the item tomorrow. No biggie. Let's see what else. I did put a review up for Arrival. So for those that are interested in seeing the movie Arrival, check out my non-spoilers review of Arrival. A good movie. I recommend the movie, but at the same time, I understand that it's not a movie for everyone. It's hard. I think it's really hard to find movies that pleases the majority. I mean, even as popular as, like, say, the Marvel movie, okay, the consensus in general is that a lot of people enjoy Marvel superhero movies. Hello, Dr. Vanchilla. John is here. He's primed and ready for a live chat. What was I saying? Oh, back to the movie. I was saying that it's really hard to recommend a movie that you think or I think will be liked by everyone. Even the super popular Marvel movies, whether it's Doctor Strange or Iron Man or Ant-Man or whatever, there's always going to be some people that don't like the movie. So when it come down to like Arrival, which I saw a few days ago, I liked it. But I can also see how some people might not like that kind of movie. It's a slower pace sci-fi. Not everyone that saw 2001 thought it was a masterpiece. I might liked it. I might have liked it, but I have heard a few people say that they are bored out of their mind. I don't. I'm open-minded when it comes down to movie taste. I think often, in my younger days, sure, I get really like curious when I hear someone say something is not good. Like if you dial back the clock 25 years and you tell me 2001 was not a good movie, you'll get a whole lot of argument from me. They're trying to convince you that you should like the movie. But as I get older, Robert Finafra, yeah, slow. I say I always dislike to compare movies, but the closest that you would compare something like Arrival would be Contact with Jodie Foster, the movie that came out over 19 years ago. It's a thought-provoking sci-fi. Okay, it's not Independence Day's alien invasion. There is none of that stuff. Okay, there is no laser beam fighting, shooting, explosion. There's none of that. Okay, there's a lot of smoke. For those that have seen the trailer, right, where you see the alien and the smokes and fog, yes, there are plenty of those things, but that's is what I would say. Like I said, it's not. I don't want to compare it to Interstellar, because I don't think it's fair to compare to. There are movies that you can compare, and then there's movie that kind of stand on its own. And I think it will be, it's. I think if you go in the movie to see Arrival, if you go in to see Arrival without the pre-notion expectation that this is going to be a alien invasion, I think you'll like it. It's not even, I heard people compare it to Close Encounter of the Third Kind, which is one of my favorite, if not my favorite, Spielberg movie. Okay, one of my favorite for sure. I like that more than the Indiana Jones movie, but I don't really see the comparison between the two. They are two very different kind of movie. Mike can fly. Hello, Mike. Life's good. The reason why the chat is 2:00 today instead of 11, for those that just joined me now, is that I had a lunch party. We invited some friends and kids over for lunch, and I was up at 7:00 cooking. So It was a long day cooking, preparing for a big lunch with a big feast. And now I am enjoying the slow afternoon. I'm done for the day as far as cooking and cleaning. John said 2001 is an acquired taste. For sure. I think the first time I saw 2001, it was when I was still fairly new to the English language, and I was much younger. I was in my teen. I was a teenagers, high school. My English was still getting there. So when I watched the movie, and plus I didn't get to see the movie in the big screen to enjoy it. I saw on a small screen on HBO or something like that, and it was not impressive. I liked the movie much more later as I was able to watch it on the bigger screen, like a 50-inch flat screen TV, HD, and it looked crisper. I think the beauty of the movie shined to me more, in the bigger visual thing than the small 14-inch color TV that I got to see that movie back in the 80s. Monks then say you can't enjoy 2001 sober. It's not a movie for everyone. It's one of those movies where I understand. It's just like it's you know I have always find some slow sci-fi to be not very good. For example, the first Star Trek movie was painful to sit through. As huge of a Star Trek fan that I am, I remember sitting there and watch the first Star Trek movie and said, "This is nothing like the TV show." I mean, sure, you know, it was just extremely slow for Star Trek. Star Trek TV show was never fast paced, a lot of special effect, all that stuff. It's not that, but when I saw the first Star Trek movie on the big screen, actually I saw on the small screen on HBO. Once again, it was underwhelming. I watched it again a few years later to see if I like it more, as I feel that maybe now that I understand English more, and maybe I will have a different take. No, the second time around, many years later, I still think it's one of the worst Star Trek movie. uh, Dr. Vanchilla said that he loves film with sparse dialogue. 2001, 1931. Um, and that's the thing with Western. The same thing about, if you watch the classic Western, the spaghetti Western of the 60s, they are also movies with less dialogue. They let the scenery, they let the visual aspect of the movie, they let the cinematography speak for itself in many ways. The classic Western, and I think that's what's um, good about movie like Dances with Wolves or Unforgiven, is that it follow the same kind of methods, and it works. Once again, it does not need Tarantino witty non-stop dialogue like The Hateful Eight. It just didn't work for me. Random question from Dr. Von Schiller. FF55 is an Uber favorite. Yes. That purple surfer thing cover. Yes. No Country for Old Men. Oh, I saw that movie with my wife, and that was one of the unexpected surprise. I mean, it was one of those movies where my wife and I went to the movie theater, and then I can't remember, but I think we missed because of the time thing. We screwed up on the time, and we can either wait another hour plus to see one movie, or go see uh, No Country for Old Men. And we went to see No Country for Old Men, and it surprised the heck out of us because we enjoyed that movie a lot. Another perfect example of movies that let the scenes play out and let you just enjoy the visual, the storytelling, without having to throw in a whole lot of worthless banters. Oh, Mikey Can Fly have a would you rather questions. I always like these kind of would you rather questions. Would you rather sweat cheese and broccoli soup every movie you watch slowly transition into Shrek halfway through? I'm not sure I understand the question. you know, to me, I don't really have a preference. Okay, I can enjoy a fast-paced, full-on action movie, or a slow-paced horror or mystery. It's how it is shot, it's how the stories are told. I mean, at the end of the day, it's film by film. It's um I'm a I don't like to go to see film that provoke deep thoughts all the time. I don't need that kind of stuff all the time. I'm not the kind of guy that love independent film and only go see. I dated a girl once that loved independent film, and we saw an independent film every week, if not two movies a week. And after a while, it was tough. I mean, sure, every other one was interesting, but every other one is slow and boring as hell. So when it comes down to movie, I prefer, just like my taste in music. Okay, I like everything from classic to classic rock to pop to jazz and even a little country. I like variety. John Wick, yeah. I mean, amongst then, John Wick is a fun movie to watch. Okay, if I can't stress enough that if you like John Wick, um, you should go see The Accountant. Okay, I did the review that have spoiler free the first half, and then some spoilers in the second half. But if you enjoy John Wick, trust me, you will enjoy The Accountant, if not even more. Okay, so I can't stress enough that John Wick was a pleasant surprise last year for me, and The Accountant was a, 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 a bigger surprise, a bigger surprise for me. My wife and I really, really enjoy The Accountant. I think it's a good movie, and it's just like John Wick. It's a movie that is good enough that I think you will want to see a sequel. For those that joined me late, I mentioned the first few minutes of this video that for the first time in over a year and a half, I did participate in the heritage auction. I did bid on quite a few items, and I won one item. I will keep that as a surprise when it arrives in about, hopefully 2 weeks, okay? Maybe 3 weeks at the latest. So there will be a early Christmas gift, self-gifting to me, as well as a late birthday gift. So yes, I finally bid for the first time in a year and a half. I finally placed a bunch of bids on heritage and took it out with a few other people to finally win a piece. John, you will like this. Trust me, you will like this. In fact, I think everyone will like this. I am that confident that once I unwrap this piece, everyone will like it. There's not going to be even one person that's going to say, oh, who cares about that? No, there is not one person that's going to say, who cares? No, everyone will like it. Other than that, I did not buy anything else. I need to contact one person. For those that follow my videos, I put up a bunch of copper / modern Batman. There was 5 people that post in that video that they want to buy stuff. I have got payment and shipped 4 out of the 5 people. I'm waiting for the last person to shine in to let me know. Hopefully he will. Hopefully I don't have to, my thing with people buying from me is, if you change your mind, sure, who as a seller, you don't want to see that. Okay, as a seller, I don't like to see people backing out of deals, but at the same time, I don't get too upset if you change your mind. Okay, sure, if you buy something from me and the book came and you disagree with the grade, feel free to talk to me and we can work it out, return the books, whatever. That has happened, I think 3 times out of the hundreds, if not thousands of times I sold something. So it's not a big deal. It happened once in a while. But if you don't want to buy the books, you change your mind for whatever reason, it's not a big deal. You can let me know and I will move on. I will relist the item and move on. I prefer to get that courtesy instead of getting blown off. Okay, so hopefully this person, the last person on the list, give me the courtesy to reply after I had tried to contact him 3 or 4 times in the past 4 or 5 days. I know he's around. I see him posting other people's videos. So that person, if you're watching this live chat and if you have changed your mind, please have the courtesy, or I will have to call you out. Okay, I prefer not to have to call you out and ban you from buying anything from me in the future. Give me that courtesy at least. Can't wait to see your 2007 top list. I have not put the list together yet, John. I will wait until the end of the year because we still have 6 weeks left. The odds of me fulfilling my top 10 list from this year is slim, very slim. It's getting slimmer by the day. So if I don't complete that list, then 2 of that book 2 of the books on my top 2016 list will go on to the 2017 list. Yes, I will keep that in mind, John. As far as the Marvel Premiere #1, the thing is, I only have one well-centered Marvel Premiere #1 from what I can remember. I'm trying to remember. I know I have 3 or 4 copies. A lot of people have asked me about them, but I think only one is well-centered. The rest of them have the white stripe or slightly crooked, I think. And I think the one that is well-centered is also the nicest copy too. So that's a keeper for me. Yeah, as far as the rest of the list, 2017, I'm not sure what's gonna be on that list. You know, for sure I am. Thank you, great legend. For sure, I don't have everything. Okay, I get to the point where I'm not in a buying mode, but having completed the Silver Surfer run, having completed the 1 to 10 of Submariner, that's done. You know, there's a few things. There is not a heck of a lot I want to complete. You know, I already complete everything that I want as far as having a run of all the Iron Fist. You know, the Marvel Premiere and Iron Fist 1 to 15. I did that. Whew, yeah, there is not a heck of a lot of stuff left for me to buy as far as trying to complete run. The rest of the stuff that I have is too impossible to complete for me. I just don't have the energy to chase down. The one thing that I can complete in addition to X-Men, missing X-Men 1 is of course X-Men 1 to 143. Okay, at one time I had the whole run. At one time I had the whole run, and I sold many of the higher grade slab. So I have, I say maybe 90% of the run in raw. I have to look, but as from like 1 to 10, I think I am missing 1. Okay, 1 or 2. So as far as goal for 2017, tough to say. Tough to say what else I want to add to my list for sure. Monks Dan said, "What's a good price for high grade Marvel Premiere #1?" I don't know, to be honest. Since I haven't, I'm guessing that question is kind of open ended because you're talking about grade, right? Depending on the grades. If you're talking about low grades, high grades, I don't know. I think for that book, mid grade, you're gonna be spending at least $50, if not even like $100. I'm guessing for a mid grade copy. Before 165 first Warlock appearance. Well, with Warlock, right, you have basically 3 stage. You have the him stage, which is Fantastic Four 67 or 66 and 67. Correct me if I'm wrong. My brain's not working. But you have that stage, and then when in Thor, you have the 165 and then 166 when he show up. But I don't think they call him Warlock yet. Right? Correct me if I'm wrong. I think the name Warlock was called and used in Marvel Premiere 1. My memory is kind of vague when it comes down to this area, but I think that is the chronology of Warlock. So if who knows how the market is very confused when it comes to you know how to value Warlock and him. It's the way I see it is, if I had to put value on on what should be the most valuable book, it would be when him was introduced. Okay, because regardless of when, to me, the two Thor issue is probably the two most over inflated book, because it's neither him and neither Warlock. If I'm right, I think John confirmed that. But then again, I don't have Thor 165 or 166, so I do not know. Okay, so I can't answer for sure. So for me, if I had to value what the two most important books as far as him, it would be his first appearance as him, first full appearance, not cameo, one panel or a few glimpses in 66, but 67, and then the first time the name Warlock is used. So, but if the name Warlock is used in Thor, then I can see why that book is valuable. Lois Lane is here, and she asked, "What is red CGC label?" Um, years ago, years ago, CGC went from blue, and then there was a short period of time where they did red label. Red label is just like blue label. Okay, there is no differences. I don't know. I don't really know the reason, but I think it was short lived, because red label is still universal, which is the same as blue. Okay, that's all I can tell you. It didn't last very long. It was a very short stint. I don't even think it lasts more than a few months before CGC change and go back to the blue label. Monks then say that CGC notes on their slab say that Thor 165 is the first full Warlock appearance. If that's the case, then maybe that's the reason why Thor 165 is so expensive. On top of that, it's a tough book to find in high grade, because it has a darker cover, the black cover, and for most people, as you know, Thor is not a prize title. It was not one that people would protect and preserve over the years. It's that's why it's tough. It's almost like trying to find high grades Strange Tales. For a long time, Doctor Strange was a C-level character. Lois Lane, what do you think of the Luke Cage show? I was gonna save this to the discussion, but I think now that it's months past and it doesn't look like we're gonna do a live chat discussion, I can tell you, I can say that Luke Cage was the biggest disappointment for me compared to the rest of the Marvel show. When I was watching Daredevil season 1 and 2, even Jessica Jones, I fought very hard to not binge through those 3 series. But for Luke Cage, it was torturous for me to sit through and watch all the episodes over the week and a half span, 2 weeks. I have no desire to rewatch any of the episodes. I would love to have a live chat discussion of that show to talk about everything that I hate about that show. I didn't like it. Okay, I have yet to watch anyone else review of the show. So I have no idea what the rest of the uh, general public think about Luke Cage. But I can tell you, I like it. I would say it was terrible. Okay, don't take what I say is that I hate the show. I like it the least. But it does not mean that I hate the show. There are part of the shows, part of the characters that I enjoy, but there was a lot of things about the show that I dislike. I wholly agree with you, Monks Dan. Cottonmouth was okay. Oh my god, the other bad guy that shows up, holy shizzy, was he stupid. Garbage, okay? Garbage. Halfway through the season, oh, and Monks Dan, you know who I hate even more than the second bad guy? Shade. Holy shit, he's terrible. Yes, there is so much thing to gripes about Luke Cage, brother. Oh, from the way he talks. Oh my god, between him and Shade, I want to mute both of them because that's not how both of them use a tone that make no sense. Shade tries so hard to be cool. You are not. That voice does not make you sound cool. It makes you sound freaking stupid. Oh my god, I can't fucking stand his voice in the show. Both of them, not just Shade. The other guy too. Holy crap, is it bad? I'm getting all riled up talking about how much I hate the second half season of Luke Cage. Yes, Monks Dan. You know, my biggest gripe, well, one of my biggest gripe is how the heck did Luke's brother get that suit? He just, it's a miracle that he carried around a suitcase that he designed himself. It's just like nonsense. Nonsense. Absolute nonsense. Lois Lane, how to spot shill bidding on eBay. That's a different topic for a different video, my friend. It's a good topic though. Lois Lane, I agree with you. It's a great question because it's not that hard. It's not that hard to spot shill bidding on eBay. It's not. For those that are familiar with bidding, familiar of how to use eBay, you can look at the history of the people that bid with a particular seller and see a patterns of bidding that you can spot as far as shill bidding is concerned. It's not that hard. For the new people, for the noobs that don't understand eBay, it's new. But for me, I always do that. Okay, whenever I see a seller, a very active seller with a lot of hot books or books I want to bid on, I do a little digging, a little research to make sure that I don't see a pattern of shill bidding. And the best way, I can't say this enough. Okay, I cannot stress enough about this. The best way to fight shill biddings on eBay is to bid at the end. Bid at the last second. Don't throw a bid. Don't throw a high bid a week or 3 days before the auction is over. That's how shill bidders will bid you up to find out where your maximum is. Okay, I don't understand people that throw out a maximum bid 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, 5 days before the auction is over. Why are you revealing your card? That's like playing poker. Here's my card. Here's my 5 cards. For the love of God, anyone here that put in a max bid 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 5 days before the auction is over, please, for the love of God, stop doing that. Oh my God, snipe. If you don't know sniping, let me know. There are half a dozen snipe servers for free that you can download a software, log onto a website, and create an account and snipe. Place a bid that will put a bid in for you 5 seconds before the auction is over. That's all you need to do. That's all you have to do. That's the best way to fight shield bidding. Okay, shield bidders love to see suckers that place a big bid days ahead of the auction. Whenever I see that, I'm just like, oh, come on. And Stevens, hello. Yeah, I have been using Snipe as long as I have. I wouldn't say I use Snipe even. I don't know if I did use Snipe in say 1999 or 2000. But I know since 2008, 2009, I have used a variety of Snipe services. I can't say for sure if I use anything like that back in 2000 to 2003. Back then, like John did. Okay, like Dr. Von Schiller said, he set is in the alarm in the middle of the night to snipe on books. Yes, I did the same thing back in the early days of eBay because I didn't know snipe service existed. But now that there are snipe servers for free, there is zero reason to place a bid days and weeks and no reason. So as much as I hate shield bidding, I also dislike equally the people that place bid way ahead of time. Don't play your cards so damn early. Holy cow, use some common sense. Sean said, "Get them, Nick." Yeah, I mean, it's frustrating to me. At the end of the day, you know, I find that a lot of younger, newer collectors often shoot themselves in the foot, making horrible decisions. I have always said that an informed collector is a happy collector because if you're informed on how things work, understand how things work, don't overpay for things, you will enjoy the hobby more because often people that get ripped off, get scammed, feel that they will take advantage of in this hobby are the one that tend to walk away pissed off, right? So the more you know and understand how the hobby works, how eBay works, how bidding works, the more likely you're not going to get yourself in a situation where you feel that you've been ripped off. And the likelihood that you will enjoy this hobby will exponentially increase. It will last longer. Am I error proof from this? No. Have I bought books? Have I overpaid for books? Absolutely. Has I bought books that have restorations? Absolutely. But the more you understand, the more you can prevent yourself from getting screwed. Okay, and that's the thing. I get very frustrated when I hear people continue to make mistakes after mistakes after mistakes. There is no room for stupid, my friend. Stop the stupid. eBay should publish a complete sale list on sold comics. I would look at what would be more accurate. No doubt. When it comes down to trying to find the right price, you have to look at complete sales. You can never look at the buy it now price with any kind of seriousness. Okay, I have had many times. When I list books on eBay to sell, I list things with best offer. I have done this as long as I can remember. I have never list a book with a buy it now only. Always buy it now with best offer. Okay. And once in a while, I will have a buyer do a buy it now and buy the books. I'd be happy to ship it out, but I'm just like, why didn't you try to make a best offer? Why not make an offer 10% less or 15% less? Sure, my price are reasonable. Okay, I can tell you very few things that I ever put on eBay not sold. I can list maybe this many. Okay, things on eBay that I list that are not sold out of the hundreds of items that I sold on eBay. So sure, some things nobody wants, but often I list my books with a very reasonable price. For those that dealt with me, I'm not out there I have no desire to see my listing recycle through eBay for years to come, as some sellers would like to do. Waste of time. Who has time for that kind of nonsense? So it's always surprised me to see a buyer of my stuff click on a buy it now and not make an offer. To me, that's kind of silly, unless the books are so cheap, unless my asking price is so ludicrously cheap that the potential buyer is like, I need to hurry and buy this now because I don't want to miss out. I don't want to make an offer and then somebody else come in there and snap it off. It's not. Okay, the stuff that was sold at buy it now price, the few occasions that happened to me happened on books that I'm just like, really? Why would anybody not trying to make an offer on this book? I just look at the clock. It's 3:02, so the 1 hour is almost up, people. So I would try to answer as many questions as I can before I bid goodbye. Monks then said, I look for best offer on eBay. I rarely bid because of the last second bidders. I can't never win. I have had very good luck sniping. Okay. The bottom line is, I understand. If you have a good understanding of the market, if you have a good understanding of a book and a particular book that you want, if you know what the general price and grades are, I think you have a good chance to win if you are willing to not ask for a big discount. What I'm saying is, if a book on any certain book, can you get it 10-15% below fair market value? That's what I try to bid. Okay, if I see a book that I want, by that I mean raw books. Okay, and if a similar raw book is like $100, okay, and I want that book, if I'm gonna snipe that book, I'm most likely going to put a snipe in as high as 85. If the general price of that book is 100, a similar book in similar condition go for 100, I would try to hope to get lucky and put a snipe in for something like 10-15% below fair market value. But that's how I do it. I don't put in a bid for $50 and cross my finger and pray that I get lucky. Can that happen? Maybe, but the odds of that happen is slim. But that's how I think I can win a lot with the snipe, by try to bid not too far away from the fair market value. There's just too many people fighting for the same books. So unless you get super lucky, you're not going to get more than 10-15% discount. But now that there's not a consensus on when Warlock was called, whether it's in Marvel Premiere 1 or Thor 165, I will try to dig up some info. After this chat is over, I will dig out my Marvel Premiere 1 and see what's going on in there, because I never thought that Thor 165 was a big deal. I understand the market, price it high, but we'll see. I don't own a copy of Thor 165. That's the problem. Robert Finofrost, do you use Comic Link? Yes, I buy and sold a lot. I bought and sold a lot through Comic Link. In fact, I plan to ship to Comic Link a big batch next month. In December, I will be sending up to Comic Link a box of 20 to 30 slabs. Okay, so yes, I do consign my stuff to Comic Link quite often. Last year I consigned 60 to 70 slabs through Comic Link. So yeah, I'm very familiar, a very good customer with Comic Link for sure. Well, anyhow, thank you, John, Robert Finofrock, and Steven, Vincenzo, Monks Den, Lois Lane. Hopefully I have answered as many questions as possible. And for those that are listening but not participating, I have not forgotten you. If you don't hear from me next Wednesday, it's because Thanksgiving. Okay, we are inviting guests over to our house Thursday for Thanksgiving. So depend on how busy I am, how prepared I am with the cooking, the Wednesday show might not happen. It's the least important thing. Okay, it's Thanksgiving. It's the having a live chat is the least important thing on my list Wednesday night. Anyhow, thank you everybody for coming in. Enjoy your Sunday. Time for me to chill and watch some football, and maybe whip out my Marvel Premiere 1. Monks then say, what's my eBay store name? It's OCD Comics. You know what? OCD Comic. It's OCD Comic. That's my eBay store. I have 2 accounts. One where I do my buying, and one I do my selling. The one I do my selling has been OCD Comics. Okay. Ciao, everyone. I will, as John said, I will whip out my Marvel Premiere 1 and give it a good read. It's been a while. It has been a good year maybe since I looked through that book. So we'll see what I find inside. Peace.